in Magnus's hands, it often does get uh, very, very interesting and quite sharp. People, I think, used to just autopilot bishop g3 in these types of positions, and then I think people realized you can leave it on f4. And there was, I think, at a certain point, there was a lot of discussion of this specific structure, like, I don't know, knight bd2, bishop f4, ef, and then eventually white, like some kind of a structure like this, right? I will bungle the move order horribly, but I think there was a bunch of high-level games starting from these types of positions. I think Magnus had it against Vichy in one of the World Rapid and Blitzes, and some other games.
He had it against Caruana once as well from another move order. He's definitely the champion of this pawn structure for white. So bishop b5 check.
Today he does something else. He gives a check on b5, takes on c6, takes on d6, and queen a4, where I guess queen a3 is a kind of an annoying little idea, but he doesn't actually do it immediately. After castles, looks like queen a3 is playable, but he just castles himself, allowing black seemingly to sort of escape the cage a little bit with cd4, cd4, c5, rook c1.
Yeah. What was black's answer to queen a3 either earlier or here? I don't really see it. I've played Kamsky a few times online, and he always plays this kind of queen a3 trick against me.
I guess we go knight e4, and we've reestablished the idea of c takes d4, right?
Okay.
We adjust in time, I suppose. Yeah, because like knight bd2, we just go cd4. And it looks like we don't lose material.
Yeah.
And so Magnus just goes rook c1. This is an interesting strategic turning point, because c4 is what Ding chose, and it's, I mean, perfectly playable, of course, but I'm also not sure how I feel about this structure. Like, if this was a bishop which is on d6, I think you pick black every single time, right? But because the bishop is on c8, and it's going to be very difficult to find good squares for it.
Yeah, it feels like the white knight is very far from c5, though.
Yeah.
Feels like
this is why I wasn't sure. Exactly the point that you're bringing up is that e5 is a nice square, but e5 we can move the knight away from f6 and play f7, f6 ourselves. So eventually we should hope to be able to smoke it out. And c5 would be like a permanent square for the knight. But getting the knight there will take a long, long time. But they both, I guess, agreed that white is at least a little bit better here, because Magnus was inviting this and Ding didn't go for it. He played c4, b3, bishop d7, queen a5, takes, and now rook fb8, knight bd2, and rook b5 came in.
I do wonder whether keeping the queens on, I'm not sure, queen c3 or queen a2, what black does over the next few moves. I mean, you can put a pawn on a5, sure, but knight e5 is still coming. Maybe white just keeps the tension for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Kind of reroute the knights around to c5 before deciding whether to trade off those queens.
This is sadly a bit of a non-event. Like, we were I think at least I was very much looking forward to this game, but Ding just defended really, really well today. So we saw this. And in this position, Magnus went knight e5, bishop e8, knight d3, which is very logical. But Ding found a way to just prepare and play for very, very quickly. Just a5, rook b7, rook a7, using the fact that white, has a very beautiful square on c5, but not very much else. And now a very clean move, knight c8, unpinning the a4 pawn. And yeah. White is, I guess, has the slightly better light pieces, but you're not really pressing too hard here in a very symmetrical 5 against 5 with no weaknesses.
How much longer do you think he'll play on, Peter?
Not very long.
Not very long.
Not very long.
Yeah, maybe we should stay here then. Just until they shake hands, until it's confirmed. Yeah, black can play pretty much anything. Just nicely after take. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't even think you lose if you play g6, but you never play g6. Knight c7, f6 is just much more
defend
correct.
Everything.
Yeah. White actually created one threat here, which needs to be addressed. But once you've addressed it, there's really not very much else to discuss.
Yeah. As you say as well, g6, you probably get away with it. As black, you probably just still hold. But
of course you play knight c7.
He's played knight c7.
You play knight c7, and now you want to play f6, and yeah, as long as you don't completely abandon control over the dark squares, you never lose. Yeah, Magnus goes knight h5, and I guess after knight h5 you can just play king f8, and now f6 is a threat. So you go knight f4 back, king e7, and you even find a very cute threefold to not have to.
Actually, on that note, is there a rule, Peter, on draws?
No, I
in
think
this
I think
tournament?
they're free to do what they please and like in general. At least in yesteryear,
Mhm.
in the
Yeah,
days of yore, you could do whatever you pleased. But
yeah. Talking
yeah,
of your,
King of Fate played.
yeah, you've played Vike many times, I guess.
I played, I think 5 or 6. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of results? What experience?
I was once on +3 with 2 rounds to go.
Okay.
I will give you one guess as to how many points I had by the end of the tournament.
I won't ask. I won't. We've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah, it was kind of tragic because that was the only year where I was actually, I thought I was playing well and I was doing quite well, and then I got mated in like 25 moves by Luki in some Grunfeld.
Okay. I think I've seen that game actually. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, or maybe in the other way around. And I also got out prepared in some very, very sharp Nidorf by the young Sergei Karekin, and got mated as well with white pieces. So yeah, did not end well.
Yeah, lots of, well, everyone's strong in Vike. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we'll see that handshake any second now.
Very, very close.
Yeah, repetition of moves. And I'm surprised Magnus didn't take on Ding in some main lines just to at least ask the question how much Ding is willing to reveal. But yeah, it looks like a decent antidote to the London system.
Well, unless you actually, some years ago, I would feel like I'm joking here, like, very droll, haha. But, London does feel like it's a bit of a main line for Magnus as well. Like I think he plays it very seriously. It's not like it's a give up.
No, true. And there we do see the handshake. It is a draw.